Welcome back to Fingers Bricks, everybody. My name is Ben. The time has finally come, everybody. We have officially moved into our new house. Everything is complete. I know we've been pretty irrelevant over the past year and a half here, but in today's video, we are going to build back our Lego city. It's going to be even better than we had it in our closet in the past house, but excited to talk about building that Lego city as well as talking about an upcoming giveaway. So let's not waste any time. Let's get started. Before we jump into the Lego room / my office, just wanted to say a couple things. First of all, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I hope everybody had some great time off of work and you're enjoying all the new Lego sets that you got. But also, before we jump in, just wanted to take a trip down memory lane here and talk a little bit about where we came from, right? Previously, we had our Lego closet. We really maximized that space out. We had 2 tiers. We had a bunch of different Lego modulars. We had a shelf up above the Lego city for storage. And then we also had some LED strip lighting. It was a great setup. Now, as we walk into the new Lego room / my office, we are working with triple the space, which is phenomenal. We have a lot of room to grow into the space for our Lego city, as well as our own new Lego closet. And that's currently where we are storing all of the different Lego sets. They are all in boxes still, haven't taken everything out, but excited to get those in the Lego city here. Now, as you can see, we've already brought up the Lego melamine tables. We are going to be using the melamine again. It is 30 inches deep. We have spanning from left to right. Again, we're going to start primarily on this wall here. So we'll be starting with left to right. I think we have roughly 11 feet before we hit this door right here. This is going to be kind of the thing that's going to get in our way, but I don't think it's something that we're going to have open all that often. So something we can work left to right, 11 feet. I'm probably going to try to get 12 feet. Currently, we have about 120 inches total, so 10 feet of table, which is a great start. We'll be putting the legs on today, and then also talking about what our future looks like for creating like a second tier, as well as some sort of shelving to store the rest of our Lego sets. So before we dive into what the Lego city is going to look like and start building out the tables, wanted to bring some good news back to the Lego channel, and that we are going to start doing the Lego gift card giveaways again. I know this is something that we had done previously before I took my little hiatus away from the channel, but excited to start doing this again because it was a ton of fun being able to draw random names and, give out the gift cards, but then also see what you guys are buying and building, in your free time. So definitely something I'm excited for. Make sure you stay tuned. We are going to talk about the giveaway in our next video a little bit more and talk about really what the requirements are to enter into that giveaway. So make sure you guys are subscribed, you got alerts turned on so that you guys can be ready to hear what that giveaway is going to consist of. But let's talk about the Lego city. It is time to get down to brass tacks, everybody, and take a look at what the Lego city is going to look like. Now, as we're doing that, there are 3 primary things that I want to be able to answer. Will our sets fit on our Lego shelves in our Lego city as well? Does it look nice? That's definitely a plus. And then lastly, cost effectiveness. I want to be able to make sure that I'm not spending $200 to $300 to $400 initially to set all of this stuff up. Now, taking a look at what our Lego city is going to look like, just to address a few things here. You can see the dark blue oval. That is my TV that is already hung within my Lego room here. And then the rest is our Lego display underneath, and then the Lego city will sit on top. The Lego city itself, that table is 30 inches deep. The Lego shelves underneath will be 20 inches deep with some 2x4s on the backside supporting the backside of the Lego city tables. So excited to talk a little bit more about some of the different pivotal sets that really went into my thought process around creating the Lego shelves underneath the Lego city. So the first one that I took a look at was from a depth perspective, right? For the shelves, I was looking at different sets. Rivendell is 20 inches deep, and that's one set that I really wanted to display underneath the Lego city. And so all of our Lego shelves will be at least 20 inches deep. Looking at height, Barad-dûr was the one that came to mind. I know that's probably one of my tallest outside of Avengers Tower, but Avengers Tower will most likely be in our Lego city on the sides of the TV so that doesn't, smack right into the bottom of it or cover up the front. But Barad-dûr is right about 32.5 inches tall, so creating those shelves at 33 inches is kind of a must. The next thing I want to take a look at was width. Disney Castle is one of the widest sets that we have. It's right around 24.5 inches wide. So 25 inches is kind of the bare minimum that I want to add on for all of our display shelves underneath our Lego City. So that answers most of my questions around, will all of our sets fit? The answer is yes for now, until we start buying a bunch more Lego sets and then start running out of room, but we will address that down the road when that comes up. Next thing I want to take a look at is, does it look nice? I know three-quarter inch melamine is phenomenal for its sturdiness. I do think that the double-side white laminate looks great. The only issue where we run into issues is when you can see the wood grain, the composite wood grain on the sides of the melamine board. And that's really where I want to make sure that everything looks clean and neat, and being able to use something like a white edge banding where we can take an iron, flab that onto the edging, strip that down to make sure that it fits exactly right, and then also utilizing the file to make sure that we can get rid of some of the sharp edges. I think that's really going to bring everything together and make it look nice. The other thing I want to do further on down the road is create these Lego tiers on each side to give just a little bit of a different depth perspective on each side, and add just some sort of like variability around the Lego City itself. So these are two tiers. They're something that I want to address and put in the future, especially when we have a Lego train that's going to be going around the entire city. That can kind of hide some of the different corners. We can create tunnels, a lot that we can do with that. The other thing I want to address is the minifigure displays. If you've been watching the channel, we've bought multiple minifigure displays, so those will be displayed on either side of the blue oval, or what we consider our TV on this screen. So very excited to add those on. Then to answer the last question that we have, is this cost effective? Now, I believe that it is. So in total, I've spent right around $100. When we're breaking it down with a 3/4 inch melamine, I bought two 4x8 sheets, and that ran me, along with the edge banding and some of the other tools that I have, it's gonna run right around $100. No, I'm not taking into consideration some of the different tools that I already have, the screws from our last Lego tables. I have the 2x4s. So unfortunately, if you guys are looking to start out, it is going to cost slightly more than that, but I do think the $100 range is going to be a nice cost-effective way for me to be able to build the Lego shelves, but also be able to add on to our current Lego City. Well, everybody, we have everything back in the Lego room pieced together, and overall, I think it looks pretty good. I will say that it looks pretty solid, but Maya looks even better and definitely more comfortable down here. But anyway, let's get back to the actual project itself. To review, again, some of my shoddy craftsmanship is, again, mediocre at best. But I will say that overall, it did turn out very nice, and I think this is going to be a great area to display and store and really present some of the different Lego sets that we have. So taking a little bit of a deeper dive, couple issues that we have here, and one of the biggest is really the joints where they kind of come together here. Some of the different cuts were not perfect, so as we put some of the different stripping on the front here to, again, make everything look nice and white and clean, we're going to have to sand some of these things down just to make sure that they do sit a little bit flatter. Again, you can see some of the different melamine that chipped here, but as we sand it down, I think we'll be able to get rid of most of that. Some of the other things is you'll see some screw pops. I think there's one right over here. So just spots where the screws did not go in straight. So caused some chipping again with the melamine. And just some of the different areas where the melamine is, again, chipping or, just kind of used from our last Lego City. So you'll see some roughness in certain areas. But I really think that some of the different stripping that we'll put on the front here will definitely cover up most of those issues, but again, I think that this is going to be a great area to store some Lego. If you haven't watched some of our most recent videos, we've talked a little bit about this, but just wanted to kind of reiterate some of the different changes we've made. In the past, we've been collecting all the different modulars for the modular line, and to be honest, I got kind of bored of it. So we have made a significant change, sold most of our quote-unquote modulars in the modular line, and are trying to convert to something a little bit more unique. I love some of the different Bricklink sets. We'll stick with those. Love the Ghostbusters HQ. We have some different MOCs. We have the Sesame Street MOC. I'm a big Avengers fan, so you'll see some of those different sets. Love the Simpsons. Again, Bricklink, Avengers, and also some of the other MOCs that we have made in the past, such as the sitcom tower. So we have a lot to do here, as you can see, all the different boxes and stuff that we have to unpack, but also need to build. Speaking of new sets that we still have left to build, and now most of them are going to be new in box, and I say most because there's one that is not new in box, but it is new to me. So I know, kind of confusing, but we'll go through them. So first of all, we have Lord of the Rings Rivendell over here. Again, 6,000 plus pieces. And then we also have, staying within the Lord of the Rings, we have 5,000 pieces with the Barad-dûr set. Now, a little bit nervous as to like where I'm going to build those two sets, but very excited to get them into our display area over here and kind of show them off. Moving over to Marvel, we do have Peter Parker's apartment. Now, this is an exciting one because we did get the rebrickable instructions to make this into a half modular, utilizing that half base plate to incorporate that into the Lego City. And then moving over to Disney, we do have the Disney Up House. Again, another rebrickable one where we will put that together with the rebrickable directions and instructions that we purchased. And then the last one where I said most are new in box, we bought the Krusty Burger. We bought this used, and I'm actually really excited about this. So we bought it used, had all the pieces, all the minifigures. One thing I love that Bricks and Minifigs does is that you can take your sets in and they will reverse build them. So they actually deconstructed this one and they put it into each individual bag. So have to give a shout out to our rebrickable here in South Carolina because they are phenomenal. Again, it's going to be like building it brand new, and just very excited to get that one into the Lego City to kind of accentuate our Simpsons collection here with the Quickie Mart already incorporated. Outside of the new sets that we're going to be building, I want to talk about a few different MOCs that we're going to try to include in the Lego City as well. We already have the Sanctum Sanctorum, but I think there's a lot of detail that we can add onto the Sanctum Sanctorum. So we bought a secondary one in this box here, and we are going to double up the Sanctum Sanctorum. Again, that is another rebrickable one that I'm excited to include in the Lego City. And the second one that I'm really excited to include in the Lego City as well is the Office, and then we also have the Queer Eye. What are we going to do? We have two other sitcom/shows, and we're going to be creating another sitcom tower with those two sets. Now, that's exciting because, again, this is something where our first sitcom tower that we made, again, we have Central Perk, Seinfeld, we have Phoebe and Monica's level, and then we also have Phoebe, Monica, and then we have Chandler and Joey's floor down here, along with Bro Thor's penthouse. So it's very exciting because I didn't buy all those sets together. It was kind of a, hey, we bought this set, let's include it on. Hey, we bought this set, let's include it on. So that's really where I want to go with our next sitcom tower, is really starting off with The Office and then the Queer Eye set, and then kind of build upon that as more sitcom sets come out. Again, I'm a big sitcom nerd, and so definitely something that I want to try to continue to incorporate into our Lego City as we continue to grow. So very excited about those couple opportunities. Well, everybody, we finally reached the end of this video, and I think we've accomplished the three primary things we set out to. Making sure that our shelving and our Lego City tops look nice-ish, making sure that all of our Lego fits, at least for now, and then also just making sure that this was a cost-effective way to display and present all of our Lego sets. Now, we have a lot left to do. Two things I'm really excited for is creating our next video, but also making sure that we get to talk a little bit more about our upcoming giveaway. So we will talk a little bit more about some different guidance as to how to enter in that giveaway in our next video, as well as breaking down some of the sets that we're going to prioritize to start building, but also getting out our Mills plates, our road plates, as well as our train, and getting that back into our Lego City. Please make sure you guys stay tuned and make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see everybody soon.